Hello beer tubers and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter, the master of puppets. Today, reviewing some more beer, of course as always, rocking my awesome Movember stars. Looks so silly. Yeah, you're not even seeing this, it's in November. It's actually Thanksgiving today when I record this, and you're probably going to see it sometime in December. So, my Thanksgiving beer, and I didn't even have turkey because we don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Denmark. I had potato chowder. So, potato leek chowder, whatever. Happy Thanksgiving to anyone of you guys who celebrated out there, and a belated one at that. So, today guys, we're going to be looking at another Ugly Duck beer. It's been a long time since I've reviewed any Ugly Duck beer, really. Mainly because, well, I haven't really seen many new releases and stuff. Well, I've reviewed a lot of their stuff actually, a decent amount. But they came out with a lot of new releases recently, and I was contacted by Mike from Ugly Duck, and he asked me if I wanted to check them out, and I was like, yeah, sure. So he sent out this bad boy along with a few others. So this one, guys, is the Ugly Duck Double Retro IPA, old school hopped. So their idea with this one is going a little against the norm now, making these juicy fruit bombs as these guys make, and make more old school American style IPA. More East Coast like, if you could say like the old school East Coast American IPA. Since we call it Double Retro, no hipster beer this time around, we chose Cascade, Columbus, Chinook, and it works. Just the greatest old school hops. And then a story about how the hops still can make rock your socks off, and how it's like a some kind of V8 engine on a big, I can't see it smeared what car it is, but it's a 9% double IPA, it's a pretty huge beer, so it should be interesting. An old school styled IPA. I'm going to give you the pour as well, guys, so I can flash an Ugly Duck glass. I also have, this is actually not my beer glass, by the way. This is one Jakob left before he went to Greenland. So Jakob, once you get back, I have your glass. But I also have a few others from them. They did a series of collaboration beers with De Molen in the Netherlands called Nothing But Trouble, and I have the entire series to review for you guys, which is like the standard version and then all the different barrel aged variants, which is awesome. So I got the Nothing But Trouble board, or Nothing But Trouble, sorry, Retro Double IPA. I don't know what happened there. And it looks like a more old school IPA. Still a nice hazy orange color, but quite dark like the more old school ones, and a nice one finger white head. Let's check out the aroma on it. Very old school on the aroma for sure. I like citrus, lemon limey, but lots of piney, earthy kind of notes. Classic Cascade aroma too. Cascade is one of those, immediately when you smell a beer that's very Cascade forward, you just think old school American IPA or double IPA. A little bit of a malt backbone to it as well, like a sweet malt, slight kind of caramel maltiness. Yeah, there's maybe a slight hint of tropical, but yeah. Nah, not really. I think maybe more some sweet citrus, but I think it's also because it's fairly fresh. I mean, I got this straight from the brewery, so super fresh stuff. Chinook, yeah, Columbus and Cascade. It's, yeah, definitely classic hop rarities. And it's pretty much like what I kind of, I guess, started drinking when I started reviewing IPAs and whatnot on this channel about almost 6 years ago now. So let's get one to taste. Cheers, guys, and thanks to Ugly Duck for the beer. Old school East Coast IPA with tons of bitterness. That's pretty much what it is, and that's what they try to make. Yeah, that is pretty tasty. Definitely not what I prefer now, especially after having crazies of like Treehouse and Trillium, because they make these juice bombs. It's not a juice bomb. This is more of a yeah, as the name says, of course, old school kind of East Coast American IPA. Some citrus, limey, lemony notes, floral notes, but lots of pine, lots of resin, almost that, especially in the aftertaste. It's got a little bit of a bright fruitiness up front, but in the aftertaste, it's definitely like earthy, resiny, garlicky, hot flavors going on. And then some sweetness, some sweet malt, and some kind of slight caramel maltiness. And it definitely has like a sweeter malt backbone to it, like much more sticky and sweet, and almost like, well, it's syrupy, not like barley wine-esque, but it has a more sticky malt profile, if you could say it like that. Still a pretty well-made beer, but this one, guys, if you see it around, get it now and drink it now, because as soon as these hops start to fade a little, you're going to get a lot of malt character. And that's not what I prefer nowadays. I'm more into the juice bombs, low bitterness, and just like complex flavors, hop flavors. And this certainly has a nice melange of hop flavors, but it's just more old school ones. But it's still really nice stuff. I mean, for an East Coast IPA, it tastes really fresh. Quite, you know, exactly what they set out to make, a retro double IPA. So, yeah, good stuff, guys. Rating wise for the Ugly Duck Retro Double IPA, let's go with an 87. Yeah, 86. Let's go with an 86. It's a pretty nice double IPA, but as I said, I'm not as into the old school ones anymore as I am into the juice bombs. And they also actually make a few pretty juicy IPAs. They do a really good one called Papsu in the Tropics, and is it Citra Amarillo or something? Those are pretty nice, and those are standard IPAs. But guys, if you get the chance, I'll definitely say go pick up a bottle of Ugly Duck Brewing Company's Double Retro IPA, especially now when it's fresh. So, thanks so much to Mike at Ugly Duck for sending this one out, guys. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. And I want to say cheers. See you guys in another beer review.